Oh, Stephen, you're a bad man. We do need a trailer. We do.
Hello and welcome to Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream, and one of your hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, and the other co-host giggling away there about something I don't know yet. Stephen, over my head, it's John C. Walsh. How you doing, John?
I'm fucking delirious, Stephen.
It's the heat. It's getting warmer here in Scotland, guys. Don't know why. I actually contemplated putting my heating on last week, but we've had another heat wave. John, it seems to be getting... Put the freaking trailer. I don't know what you're talking about, guy. But anyway, we're going to be talking about The Matrix 4, John. Let's not talk about the weather. Let's get down to business. It's The Matrix 4, officially titled Resurrections. John, we talked about this 4 weeks ago. We actually mentioned the word Resurrections was a possibility of being one of the titles. Are you guys getting pumped for Matrix 4? Yeah, I think we are.
Yes.
Yep, I think.
Stephen, you're going to address it? We'll address it just now.
No, because we've not promised anything, John. So I'm not
addressing
anything. I'm not. You can if you want, but I'm not.
Guys, look, we ain't got no trailer. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
CinemaCon, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
If you're there, you've got it. We ain't.
Yeah.
I'm leaving Stephen on the screen.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I'm pretty
cool. About to go to the article.
I am very, very comfortable with that.
About to go to the article.
I'll tell you why, because I was pumped for Spider-Man trailer, but I did say before it came out, I don't need it, because I'm already pumped for it. And it's the same for The Matrix 4. I will watch this when it comes out. I think it's December, John.
Mike, I like your username. December what? This movie comes out?
Yeah, I think it's December.
I think it's later this year.
What a month that is going to be.
Mike, I like your name there, the MC Gorilla spotter. We were speaking about Mike being a...
Oh, it's Mike, yeah. I just realised it's Mike.
Mike says he was a Disney show last night and now he's got the MC Gorillas.
Fair dues.
And his username. When are we going to get The Matrix 4? Fuck knows, Mike. December this year.
Yeah.
When are we going to get a trailer? Probably at some point next week.
Mm.
Do we have the trailer? No, because we are not Sony.
No.
I wish I was. I'd be a richer man.
We're just a bunch of movie gonks.
We're just a bunch of pricks from Glasgow who like to speak about movie news.
But anyway, we're talking about The Matrix 4, John. It gets its official title, Resurrections. This is coming in from Screen Rant, and I'm just going to read a little bit about this because we actually have got another topic in relation to Matrix 4.
Is it not Sony? I thought it was Sony.
It's Warner Brothers.
Who is it? Warner Brothers?
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers.
Oh well, there you go. I'm talking fucking shit. I'm not Warner Brothers then. I'm glad I'm not Warner Brothers because they're assholes.
They would fuck it up big time. But John, the official title
is it out in the theatres?
I don't know. The official title for the upcoming Matrix sequel is officially The Matrix Resurrections. Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss are set to reprise their roles as Neo and Trinity, respectively, after dying at the end of the original trilogy. Plot details surrounding their grand return remains under wraps, but it has been widely assumed that the title Resurrections, which has long been rumoured, hints at their reappearance. Lana Wachowski is returning to direct the upcoming sequel, but this time she's going in it alone. The original trilogy was directed by Lana alongside her sister Lily Wachowski. Jada Pinkett Smith will also return for The Matrix 4 as Niobe, and she, Reeves and Moss will be joined by a slew of fresh faces. Neil Patrick Harris, can't wait to see him. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Jessica Henwick, Jonathan Groff, Priyanka Chopra and Christina Ricci are all set to star. The film will debut in theatres and on HBO Max.
Well done.
Oh, it's
that's
on
a bad
HBO
idea.
Max this December, 18 years after the trilogy concluded with Matrix Revolutions, despite the fact that many felt the final two films, Reloaded and Revolutions, didn't hold up compared to the original film. Anticipation for the sequel remains high. I think it's because we've been waiting so long for these characters to see them once again. I don't think most people were satisfied with the conclusion of Revolutions, to be honest with you, John. Both main characters surrender themselves, for the greater good, if you like, between machine and humans to rid of the virus that is the agents. But John, that was then. This is now. We will get into the trailer description in a little moment, John. But we'll talk about
it. Did get released at CinemaCon.
Yeah,
I believe a couple of days ago.
Some eyes have seen it.
Some have seen it.
Yeah.
John Campea and Grace
yeah.
Randolph.
Yeah, I knew it. It's a clique.
Fuckers like that. They've got to see it because they're from the States and they're movie critics. They're actually part of the guild. Yeah, Randy, I tend to agree. I think it will be a huge moment, this trailer releasing. Much like Spider-Man No Way Home 2 days ago, yesterday for us, it was a massive moment. Cannot wait to watch it. Cannot wait to react to it. Hopefully get in there a little bit sooner than what we did with No Way Home. Not that it'll make any difference because we'll still get fucked. But I tend to agree with you, Randy. I think it'll be a huge moment.
Yeah.
I think people are underestimating how popular The Matrix is. I grew up with it. It was a massive franchise.
I watched the original about 2 weeks ago. Love it.
And people are underestimating
Never get fed up with it.
Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is a hugely popular actor. We've seen it with John Wick, Bill and Ted. The guy's a fucking superstar, and I love him. I grew up with this guy in the 90s with Speed and movies like that.
Drawn away from cinema as well. I love the guy.
A chill guy, regular guy, drives about in his motorcycle.
Travels on the subway.
Had some tragedy in his life as well, I think. Lost some family members. Great guy.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I think it's going to be a fucking huge release, and I sincerely hope Lana Wachowski has hit it out the park, a home run with the script. Because, Stephen, I spoke about it before.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves would not come back to this movie if the script wasn't good.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
He can pick and choose what he wants now. He's made it. Yeah. He's a superstar. Max Frost, I believe that says, Morpheus is now an agent played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen, but is a bootleg copy of the original Morpheus, who is now dead. When Neo updated the Matrix, he crashed a copy of Morpheus. That's a fucking great shout, by the way. Wouldn't that be cool? I'd be conflicted with that. Conflicted because Morpheus was the ultimate good in those original trilogies.
It's not just that, John. It's a heavy burden on Neo as well.
Yeah, but Stephen, you have to do something fresh with this trilogy, this potential trilogy, certainly this movie. You can't be going over, retreading old ground, what we did in that other...
John, Randy says at the top, I have a feeling when the Matrix 4 trailer drops, the internet is going to shatter. Yeah. I think so.
Well, it won't crash because Kardashian, that fucker, already crashed it, didn't she, with her fat arse. But possible. Like as I says, it'll be a huge moment. People love it.
The minute we do the trailer reaction, let's be honest, the internet's going to crash. We get 200 views on our Spider-Man. 200, count 200.
Oh, it does pain me. It does pain me
yeah.
Because we reacted to the Batman last August and it gets 60-odd thousand views.
Yeah. John, it was the timing of the Spider-Man one for the UK was absolutely shocking.
3 in the morning, yeah.
Shocking. You know,
you've got so many Steve, you got so many big channels reacting to these things now, and you've got not a fucking chance. And obviously,
I'm just glad we're not a reaction channel, you know.
Well, we are
eventually, John.
We're at a point.
I think eventually YouTube are going to crack down in reactions.
Oh, I hope not, Steve.
It's going to just come down in a shuddering up, and a lot of channels are just going to disappear. I can see it.
That'd be bad. That'd be bad for us. That drives our views primarily. We like to talk about movies, but let's be honest, we get the vast majority of traffic through the reactions. The original is a classic. It is a classic. Technologically, it's a fucking classic. Revolutionary with the bullet time, the 80-odd cameras that captured it.
That green tint as well. The green tint.
There was some really pioneering stuff going on in that first movie. The second one, I didn't mind the second one with the twins. The third one wasn't great. But look, it's horses for courses. Some people will love them, all of them. Some people won't.
Very philosophical, the third one. And it was bogged down and all that.
It was a whole Messiah story, wasn't it, really? Yeah. He has to be sacrificing himself. Trinity is pregnant with the new one of the next iteration of the Matrix. I thought Trinity was the chosen one in this. But it's not been confirmed.
I've got a mental picture of her in her leathers with, a bump.
A bump.
It's just not right.
She has to go opposite. No, she has to wear maternity clothes. Yeah. So, leather maternity clothes, stretch. Yeah. Think Ross from Friends, that scene, with something that's a little bit more stretchy. Lots of baby powder, talcum powder, lots of creams
from
and
Friends
stuff.
Actually did wear Phoebe's maternity pants when he was eating the turkey.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would do as well.
Leeway, yeah.
That's what I do at Christmas.
I think Trinity's going to have to do that.
She is.
Don't go on any motorcycles, Trinity, when you're pregnant.
Well, she's already. We know she's on a motorcycle because we've seen that behind the scenes. Her and Keanu Reeves have been on a bike.
Irresponsible mother. Yeah.
Reloaded was pretty good. I know the highway scene and Neo versus all these Smiths was amazing. Reloaded was way better than Revolutions. I agree. I liked the second one. I liked the twins. I liked the scene where he was beating the shit out of the agents. Was that the one he was on the pole at the end, spinning? Look, it had some fucking great moments. Even the third one.
Some of the CG was a bit iffy.
Yeah, but it's expected, Stephen.
John, Mike says that Spider-Man had brought a lot of people to his Twitter, hit the iron while it's hot. Let us know what your Twitter handle is, Mike. I think we're following you anyway, but let us know, and you can put it in there, and other people can follow you as well.
Yeah.
But you're right. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that. Even if we stayed up, our energy levels would have been really.
Stephen, let's get real here. Even if we'd stayed up and got it out first of any other channel on YouTube, the prominent figures, Grace Randolph, Tyrone Magnus, Real Rejects, they'd all get more views. They're just more established. They've got huge amounts of subscribers. But getting off on a little tangent about that, I did laugh. I watched the Real Rejects reaction, as ever. You expect it. Fucking pretty good. John's dressed up in a Spider-Man suit. They do a 5-minute skit before the reaction. Yeah. And it was hilarious. But I looked at the comments section, and there's somebody saying, these guys need more subs. I'm going to spread the word. And I'm thinking to myself, they've got nearly 900,000 subscribers. You fucking bastard. Nearly 1 million subscribers. They don't need more subs. We need more fucking subs. They don't need more subs. They've got nearly 1 million motherfucking subscribers. They've got more subscribers than our fucking city's population.
Exactly. Realistically,
fuck off.
Realistically, I would like to get to the 10k mark before the end of the year. I think it's possible if we just keep plugging away, because we're
gaining 500 a month.
Well, that's doable then. It's doable to get there. We're only 2,000 off anyway. Yeah. So we'll see.
Ultimately, we're not driven by views, but we want to get to the most eyeballs possible. We'd like to connect with people.
If we're being honest, that's what we want to do. The more subscribers you get, the more views you get. Yeah. You know, the more interaction we get from you guys, Max, Frost, Randy, Mike, you know,
and the guy who's left because he didn't get the trailer.
Sorry, guy. But praise. But listen,
praise
like sorry, praise you like
we never did say there was a trailer involved here, though. In our defence, we did say the Matrix 4 is officially titled Resurrections.
It wasn't clickbait.
There'll be a trailer coming out. Yeah. Just wait, it will come.
Yeah,
and we'll react to it.
Clickbaity, go to your man that does the Star Wars stuff, Mike.
Oh, Zero. Oh, he's a fucking clown. Clown shoe.
But John,
a channel.
Just staying on the Matrix.
But Stephen,
4.
we've not even fucking spoke about it. Do you like the title? Do you like the title? You kind of did. You says it was a nice fit. For me, it's perfect. It continues that vibe of Revolutions, Resurrections. Yeah, and I do like it. It rolls off the tongue, and I think it's going to be pertinent to the story. We are going to see a resurrection of this world, of this battle between the agents, the machines, the humans.
Randy said, John, I heard Neo had new powers in the new film. The more and more I know about it, the more I can't wait for it. As long as he's not building the Great Wall of China with his eyes.
Or deconstructing it.
Oh yeah, like Superman 4.
And getting off of trains and saying the subway is still the most safest form and reliable form of transport, whatever the fuck that line was.
Can't do that.
Listen, I'd love to see what new skills he's got, because he could fly, he could literally do fucking everything.
Superman.
What could he do? It's just an interesting concept. We're getting these much beloved characters coming back, different versions, and there's a new chosen one. It ain't actually Keanu Reeves. And just how Lana Wachowski's actually constructed the script, it's going to be so interesting to see where it goes, and can it actually be good? I'm rooting for it. They spent $250,000 a day shooting in fucking San Francisco with a helicopter.
John, do you think
let's hope it's good.
Perhaps is stepping into the role of Morpheus now? Do you think he's going to be the sort of the leader, the guide?
I like that comment that says that Morpheus is now an agent. His upload or whatever's been corrupted. He's a bootleg copy. I think that sounds great. And Yahya Abdul-Mateen, we know he can play a villain because he plays Black Manta in Aquaman, and he does it well. So I think that's probably the best way to go. And taking a much loved character in Morpheus, recasting him, because it's not Lawrence Fishburne that's coming back, that's a good thing, because it's a different version. He doesn't get corrupted by this evil version. That sounds fucking great to me. Yeah, really, really good. And it's freshening the story up. We're getting something different. Really, and look, we know Morpheus can fucking handle himself. He taught Neo a lot of stuff. So that's a formidable foe he come up against. Mike, that says my dad joke of the day.
I'm not reading that.
Always leaving early in the movies because he doesn't want to be. Right, that is funny. But if we read that out, we may get banned.
Okay, we're going to.
It's technically not.
We're going to talk about the trailer now, John, because you could only talk so long for about a actual title, can't you? And we knew it was coming anyway. But
now we get to talk about the lucky bastards who've seen the trailer.
The first footage played during the Warner Brothers panel at CinemaCon shows Reeves and Neo walking out of a mirror. That's going to be pretty cool. He goes on to meet Trinity in a store, who sees him and smiles at the sight of him. update from Warner Brothers. Also debuted the first full trailer for the sequel, official titled The Matrix Resurrections.
It's Warner Brothers.
The new trailer opens in San Francisco with Neo, now going by the name of Thomas and seemingly unaware of who he is. Interesting. Neil Patrick Harris plays his therapist. Anderson. So there you go, John. Neil Patrick Harris is playing his therapist. He's not an agent.
Is
he? And a brief. I think it's going to be to see if he remembers anything.
You better not bring Neil Patrick Harris in and not make him an agent.
I think it's a test. I think he's an agent playing his therapist, but he's really an agent.
Testing.
And to see if he remembers anything. And a brief scene of Neo as Thomas is shown in a therapy session. Neo says, "I've had dreams that don't seem like dreams. Am I crazy?" Before he has flashbacks to the events of the original trilogy.
I can fucking picture him saying that.
Yeah. I almost said it like him because I wasn't reading it well. No offence, Keanu. But the trailer also expands on the initial footage of Trinity and Neo meeting, but this time they don't seem to know each other, even though they think they do. Trinity asks Neo as Thomas, "Have we met?" The trailer then shifts into montage mode with Neo observing day-to-day life in the Matrix version of San Francisco. Finally, Mateen shows up and looks like a young Morpheus saying, "Time to fly," before offering Neo a red pill and a blue pill. Yes. Then another young woman with black hair takes Neo through a mirror, showing him the Matrix. I think that might be Jada Pinkett Smith. I think that might be her.
She's not young though.
Could de-age her.
Yeah.
Another scene.
She's young.
With Doc Ock.
I think she's young anyway. I need to search her out.
Pretty good for her age.
She's fucking married to Will Smith.
Yeah.
He's about 40 odds.
I think he's.
I think she's older than him.
Another scene sees young Morpheus and Neo fighting before Neo breaks the dojo room with his powers. The trailer also shows that the machine pods are back, as are the agents, and the franchise's signature action. Trinity can be seen fighting police officers and agents at one point before the clip ends with Neo pulling his signature move, stopping bullets with his mind.
Oh, yes.
Before he redirects an entire missile. That's something like out of Die Hard 4. John, by all accounts, it sounds like the Matrix 4 first trailer is a thrilling ride and could debut soon. John, I'll not read any more.
Sounds incredible.
It does.
Sounds like a movie in its own right.
John, this is what I'm talking about. You know, this is the thing. You've got to get back to the roots of that first original movie.
Yeah.
You know, never mind the mythology and all that bollocks and all the CG and new toys and stuff like that. Get back to the heart of it. Back to the heart of what it's all about, you know, and that's back what it was all about. They tried to expand out on it, John.
Get back to the art of it.
I felt that the supporting cast in those two sequels, you know, the people that were from, what was the city called again?
I
forget the name of the city. But they just up themselves. They're pretentious and.
Oh, you're talking about the city underground?
Yeah, can't remember what it's called. Zion.
What was it, Zion?
I think it was Zion, yeah.
I'm thinking about the ship name. It's like the Avaca fucking something.
Abracadabra.
It was something like that. It was something like that, wasn't it?
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah. I knew it was something like that.
He's gonna reach out and grab you. Anyway, John, what do you think of this?
Stephen, it sounds
can't wait to see this.
Absolutely fucking incredible. And it's exactly what I want. It doesn't quite jive with what that guy in the comments says, that Morpheus is a rogue version of Morpheus. He's a rogue bootleg. And he is now an agent. It sounds like Morpheus is certainly still doing his underground work, his recruitment for the real life.
Yeah.
He's offering a blue pill or red pill. And that's the Morpheus we've seen in the old movie. The old movies fucking 20 years ago. Old.
The retro. Yeah.
The retro. Black and white. Let's whip out fucking Hitchcock. He directed it. It wasn't the Wachowskis, it was Hitchcock. It sounds like a really good trailer though, man. And I just hope that they're not giving too much away. Hopefully this is all action that takes place in the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, because Stephen, we can't muck around here. We've seen this origin story before with Thomas Anderson becoming this sort of freedom fighter, revolutionary, chosen one figure. We can't retread old ground in this movie.
No.
We have to get straight to the fucking point, be succinct with why this is happening in the first 20 minutes, and then go right into action, and just don't stop with the action, and be revolutionary what you're doing with technology. That's what they have to do to make this movie work. But the sounds of it, that's what they are doing. She's whipping arse, she's fucking fighting agents, everything. He's getting interrogated, he's getting offered pills, he's redirecting fucking missiles into helicopters. All presumably in the first half hour of a movie. It's probably a 2 hour movie, 2.5 hour movie. So I cannot wait, man. And much like the comments before, it does sound like it's going to be something that will be a huge release when it comes out officially, and we have to be on it. Like piranhas in the water to blood.
Yeah,
Get
just don't
fucking
release
on
it at 3 in the morning.
Oh, they will.
Trailer.
They will.
They will.
Yes. On a Monday, Tuesday morning. So you can't be here.
Yeah, I'm not going to my work half shut.
Stephen missed the Eternals trailer as well. That came out on a Tuesday as well. I had to react to it. And if you know anything about reactions on YouTube, it's that a single person reaction. Unless you're Tyrone Magnus or Grace Randolph, it doesn't fucking work. Unless you're a, I don't know what you'd even call it, not a Brooklyn, a Jersey fucking android. Well, welcome to the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer reaction. Unless you speak like that, you've got fucking no chance.
No.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with her, incidentally.
John,
I like her channel, but it's fucking
I do like
weird.
It, but I think we're always going to be at a disadvantage. But John, just getting back to The Matrix 4, in terms of expectations, that description is
terrible,
perfect
man.
for me, because that's
I
what
apologise, Grace. You'll not see this.
was hoping for. That's what I was looking for in a sequel. You're right, I don't want to retread the original, but I want them to have the same spirit of the original film, that same vibe, you know, that you had from the good guys, you had from the agents, the whole thing about the Matrix, you know, how it's structured, and the action as well. You know, mostly the action, because that's
Are we going to get bullet time?
Film. I think
Are they going to reuse that theme tune? Dun, 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 dun,
well, John, I was going to ask you,
dun,
do you
dun,
think
dun,
that
dun,
Rage
dun,
Against the
dun.
Machine will be the theme again?
Oh, I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I love Rage Against the Machine, Stephen. System of a Down, all of those political, liberal sort of fucking metal bands for the 90s. Oh yes, give me some Rage Against the Machine. Absolutely. Stephen, it was all the core components come together that made those movies special. Well, the first movie special, the pioneering technology, Keanu Reeves is a leading man, great sort of side figures, periphery figures, Carrie-Anne Moss, Lawrence Fishburne, other ones in there, Hugo Weaving. The music, the whole vibe of it, it just made it pop. It was a special release. They have to recapture that, a lightning in a bottle, for this release, and reinvigorate a whole fucking new audience, whole new generation of people to love this movie, love these characters. They left the ending open at the end of Revolutions, when Oracle said she would see Neo again, and the architect said peace would not last. You're absolutely right.
That's true.
And that's ultimately why I was disappointed with that movie.
Guaranteed in life, apart from death and taxes, is peace will not last, John. But the other thing is as well, thanks Mike, thanks for sharing our video on your Twitter account.
Mike, I've honed that Grace impression for years now. I think back to the Irishman. When the Irishman.
It's like a... what do you call those voice, you know, the synthetic voices?
She's clearly very fucking good.
Yeah.
She's got links to press circuits, or junkets. She interviews people. She is in with the, what do they call them again? There's a name for it. Sort of the press, the papers. She's got a reference for it. She says the name of it. She's in with them. She's clearly a fucking huge personality on YouTube, and she rubs people up the wrong way at times as well, but clearly very good at reacting and analysing things, knows her stuff. So look, I've got no gripes against Grace. I've got no gripes against any reaction channel out there doing it, because look, we know how fucking hard it is.
I was convinced she was doing it in her office. I
think she is. I don't think she's got an office. I don't know. Maybe her house. It
looks like an office. It looks like she's doing it.
Maybe an office in her actual apartment.
Yeah, could be
in New York.
Could be. But I'll keep watching her. She's a good reaction channel. She's very analytical. So
Much like she's like a reactionary sort of Chris Tupman.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe her. She's a scooper. She is. She likes a scoop.
Yeah, sometimes miles off, incidentally.
She's not going to get it right every time, but who does?
It's the song they use in the trailer. It's a 70s kind of hippie song. Really? Is that what they use in the trailer? Have you seen the trailer? Maybe doubt. Have you been to the theatres? Is it out in the theatres? I need to go and see something in the theatres now to see if I can get this Matrix trailer. What's coming out?
John, we've got the Spider-Man trailer because the film's coming out in December. We must be getting a Matrix trailer soon.
Yeah.
If it's coming out at the same time. So I would say maybe in the next week, 2 weeks.
But again, Stephen, getting back to the releasing strategy, I think it's a terrible idea from Warner Brothers, AT&T, in truth, who own Warner Brothers, to release this movie on the HBO Max streaming service, same day it goes out in the theatres. It's going to fucking flop. Because the pirates will be in. I hate calling them pirates, because what the fuck does that even mean? Yar! Yar!
You get going, you pirate!
Will you get going, you pirate? Here, have a free copy of Matrix Resurrection. I can't even do it. It's a Bristol accent. Have a free copy of Matrix. Yar! I can't do a Bristol accent. No. Combine Harvester. That's fucking Plymouth, Cornwall. That ain't Bristol. You're marrying my tattoos, lad. That's what pirates spoke like.
Yep.
But they'll pirate this movie like that, and people will have access to it who would have otherwise had to go to a theatre to watch it, and it will not make the money at the box office that it should. And then that means that Lana Wachowski's Blood, Sweat and Tears, Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Jada Pinkett Smith, every other fucker that's involved in this, Christina Ricci, it's all going to be in vain. Because if it doesn't make the money at the box office, they ain't going to greenlight another fucking sequel.
No.
And it's done. It's dead in the water. Late June, like all the other releases.
But
so it's a poor strategy.
We're going to move on anyway, John, to our next topic. It's all about Black Panther 2. Set photos reveal, is it Okoye and Shuri's new costumes? I don't know how to pronounce that character's
Okoye,
name. Okoye. But yeah, the new set, the new costumes have been revealed, John, and we're
I've
taking
not seen them,
this
Stephen.
from.
I've not even looked. That's how fucking lazy I am.
We're going for the Screen Rant article here.
Well, I'm going for this advert getting to fuck.
Yeah,
because we don't give out free advertising.
Not much is known about what the core characters are up to in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, with news largely focused on newcomers. Now, however, a brand new set from TMZ, we say Z over here, via Black Panther Wakanda Forever news, offers a look at Okoye and Shuri and their fresh wardrobe. The photo was taken on location at the MIT campus in Cambridge.
MIT?
At Massachusetts.
Wow, that's a fucking legendary institution, MIT, a lot of brainiacs there.
Where it's currently filming. Well, we know the reason for that, don't we, John? The character is
Shuri.
a technical
genius
master, but initially the actress wear black cloaks to hide their outfits, but they eventually take them off as the cameras get ready to roll. And you can see it's actually from
we'll click on Twitter.
Panther News. That's their Twitter handle.
Twitter.
And you can see, how cool do they
look?
How
zoomed out is this? Jesus,
John, how cool do they look with the robes on? I know that's just to disguise
let's see.
But look at that.
How do I? Yo!
Look at that.
I can't zoom in, man. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't
what's
know.
Going on here, man?
I don't even know what you're on there, John. I'm actually just on the actual website. Look, it's massive.
Yeah, I know, but on the website, Stephen, if you look here, I will bring it over here. Fuck off, where's the cursor?
Yeah, well, you're doing that, John. I think we'll have to send you to MIT.
Stephen, where's the cursor? Stephen,
anyway,
where is it? There it's there. Sure. Bring it back. Look, it's too small, Stephen.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's too small. But they do look cool, and I like the COVID mask flung in. That's not going to be in the movie. Thank fuck. I don't want to see another mask again.
Those,
but they do look cool.
Yeah, those sunglasses.
Is she wearing
those
lilac?
Shades are amazing.
Let's bring it up, Stephen. Let's bring it up. I can't find the mouse cursor again. I'm blind as a fucking bat. I am like Ethel from EastEnders. Do you know who Ethel is, Stephen?
Doc Cotton's friend, yeah.
Mind her? She's wearing a sort of bluish lilac. I love it. It's like 80s.
Yeah, I was going to say
she looks like fucking Prince's daughter.
I was going to say it's something like the Fresh Prince would wear.
Purple rain, purple rain.
That's a great outfit. Both of them are great outfits, actually. And those sunglasses are amazing looking.
They are, yeah.
I don't know, obviously.
I can pull these sunglasses off, I'm not going to lie.
They're not going to blend in wearing this kind of stuff.
Well, it depends on where they're going, Stephen.
It's MIT. But
did they wear clothes like that in MIT? Is it meant to be in MIT?
I don't know.
They do look good though. But the burning question is, Stephen, will that be the main costume that they will be using in this movie moving forward? Or will it be for a specific scene? Because I can't imagine Shuri running about with this sort of jumpsuit vibe going on. As nice as it is, and she's a great actor, Letitia Wright. I can't imagine that will be the primary costume. Having said that though,
there must be a reason for it.
Taika Waititi has gave for Chris Hemsworth a sort of Patrick Swayze Dirty Dancing vibe in Thor Love and Thunder. The sort of white tank top and the jeans. So I don't know what the fuck's going on in the MCU.
It looks absolutely horrendous, John. But I've seen that picture.
I don't think I could ever say Chris Hemsworth looks horrendous.
His hair's
He's
terrible.
A fucking unit.
His hair's is so frizzy, looking as if it's been.
It's a wig.
Yeah, it's terrible. It just doesn't sit right, John. But going back to Black Panther 2, we were talking before we came on. We were talking about Michael B. Jordan. It looks like he's not going to return, which is sad. But I can understand there's two reasons.
Well, he is dead. That's the first one.
Yeah, there was three reasons. There's that, which is the main one. He's dead, but your friend's dead. But the other two, obviously, is John. He's going to be very busy working on Creed 3 as director and obviously as the lead star in that movie. So he's going to be pretty busy doing that. Another thing is obviously his friendship with Chadwick Boseman.
Boseman,
I don't think this guy will ever got over this, you know.
Stephen, I'll never get over it.
No, and
I didn't know the man personally.
Yeah.
There's very few celebrity deaths out there that actually affect me, physically affect me. And I vividly remember you sending a message over, Stephen, that Chadwick Boseman had passed away. Like it says Chadwick Boseman has died. Man, I'm like, what the fuck?
We just done Enter the Dragon movie review.
The oxygen left my lungs, Stephen.
Yeah.
That actually,
I can't believe it, John.
I actually
that
was
way where you're
fucking thoroughly saddened.
Yeah, when you're on social media and you see the name, your heart sinks. I went, oh.
It was so young, Stephen,
and
so vibrant.
And you just know it's the worst news possible. That's what I got from that.
Yep, so young and so vibrant. I couldn't believe he'd passed away. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's a reason for Michael B. Jordan not taking on the sort of taking the baton and becoming the next Black Panther. I personally seen it the other way, that he's a great friend of his, close confidant back off the camera. Who better to lead it into the future? A great actor, charismatic, brilliant person off the screen as well. Does a lot of work.
Looks like a sequel's going to concentrate more on Wakanda
as a whole.
I think that's the only way they could deal with this.
There was a president actually in the comics. A president, sorry, not a president. It's not Trump coming down or Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. It's a president. Sleepy Joe. I backed Joe Biden in the previous election there, but I have to say, as the weeks and the days and the months are passing, he doesn't look good.
It was a necessary evil.
I think Kamala Harris, that is her name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, the Vice President. I think she'll be the President shortly. What is it? What is the name? I think is it something 12? That'll be getting signed shortly. Fuck me, Joe. You've had a long, illustrious career in politics, but it's a step too far, my friend. Yeah. But I digress. President was set in the comics. You could bring back Eric Killmonger. He was brought back at some altar or something like that. Some probably the ancestral plane.
Well, with the multiverse kicking off, John, anything's possible anyway.
I don't think it's going to happen though, as you did say. It's a celebration of Wakanda itself. Obviously the death of T'Challa, this young vibrant king and trailblazer, his death in real life is profoundly been, I don't know, it was a profound effect on the actual world, but the character's death in this universe will have a profound effect on the citizens, the people, the primary figures in Wakanda. So I think his death will happen and it will be celebrating what Wakanda's all about. I think it will realign a lot of people in Wakanda's minds to how to run the country moving forward. I think that's what it's going to be about, Stephen.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they tackle the next Black Panther happening. Will it be the last shot of the movie at the end of the movie? Will they get it out the way early? I say Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, I think.
Who's it going to be? Is it going to be M'Baku? Is it going to be Shuri? Is it going to be Okoye?
I don't even know how you handle that. You know, I get the Black Panther.
I don't know how you handle the death, Stephen. How the fuck are you going to handle
the Black Panther title is something that can be passed on, so that's not the issue. It's how you deal, obviously, with the character, how you deal with his loss. You're right. Do you deal with it right away? I mean, they've got to tackle it. They can't ignore it and leave it. I think they're going to have to deal with it in the first half of the movie, John.
Yeah.
First half an hour, I would say. I don't know how they're going to do it. If it's just going to be a message,
surely.
If it's going to be CG, I don't know how they're going to do it.
And then you go to timelines. Is it going to take place after his death? Obviously it has to.
Yeah. Take
place after the sort of celebration of a man's life, his funeral, or will it begin like that? Because Stephen, I don't know if you recall, there was rumours. What was the rumours again? I think it was there was rumours going into Return of the Jedi. I'm getting them mixed up, these movies. The Last Jedi, that there was going to be a funeral for Han Solo at the beginning. It was going to go to Corellia or wherever he was from, and that would be the beginning of the movie. It didn't happen, of course. Is that what was going to happen in this movie? We're going to start off in a sort of poignant low ebb, celebrating this man's life and passing over his funeral. Then we move on and celebrate Wakanda. Then we get the new Black Panther. How are they going to handle it?
I thought they were going to do that for Rise of Skywalker with Leia, John. Because I didn't think they were doing the rotoscope, and I wish they didn't do that now. But you're absolutely right. I think that's the best way probably to tackle it, because I don't want to see a CG version of him.
No, we won't.
I don't want to see archival footage rotoscoping them or anything like that, because it doesn't work.
Fast and Furious 7, I think, with Paul Walker.
It doesn't work, John. It's very artificial. Yeah, it doesn't. There's something off about it. You know, it's not realistic. But
Stephen, just speaking about that, man, I'm going off on this little fucking tangent here before we move on. It's got me thinking about The Last Jedi and how that would have been so much better if we actually had the funeral of Han Solo at the start of that movie, and we get Luke involved, and we get Leia back, and we had a sort of impromptu reunion of this trio, even though one was dead.
Yeah.
I think, also, how do you have a funeral for a guy that's fucking nobody? He fell off, he gets stabbed, he fell off a pit, or a bridge into a pit, the planet imploded, there's clearly no body. But bringing those three characters back sort of posthumously for one, I thought that would have been so much better. Ryan Johnson didn't do it though, little round-headed fucker.
They had their opportunity, John.
And I've got a round head as well, so I can say that.
I hope, and I'm sure they'll get it right for Black Panther 2. But we're going to move on, John, to our next topic. It's Denis Villeneuve. Wasn't fully satisfied with David Lynch's...
on at the end there, Steve, just Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, Villeneuve. With David Lynch's Dune. Dune reboot director Denis Villeneuve was only half satisfied with David Lynch's 1984 adaptation of Frank Herbert's Dune, starring Kyle McLaughlin. Now, I can say that right because it's nearly like master name. But it's coming in from Screen Rant once more, John, and I'm just going to read a little bit about this because I'm not sure if you've seen the David Lynch version or not, but speaking to Empire,
when was it out?
Villeneuve, I'd have to check back, says he was a big fan of director David Lynch and recalls being excited for his take on Herbert's novel, but mixed on the final product. Villeneuve says he was half satisfied with Lynch's version and was left with the feeling that there was more to be told but in a different sensibility. Villeneuve has made a career out of building his style thus far, and it looks apparent that he has finally been able to leave his signature on Lynch's legacy. And this is what he had to say. I'm a big David Lynch fan. He's the master. When I saw Lynch's Dune, I remember being excited, but his take, there are parts that I love and other elements that I'm less comfortable with. So it's like I remember being half satisfied. That's why I was thinking to myself, there's still a movie that needs to be made about that book, just a different sensibility. John, I totally get that, and I have seen it, and it was such a long time ago I'd seen it, and I wasn't that enthralled with it, to be honest with you. But you've got to remember as well, I would assume that Villeneuve's got a bigger budget for his movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And the technology's moved on as well.
Yeah, and exactly, that's the most important thing about this. In today's age, when you're telling Peter Jackson would not have been able to make the Lord of the Rings trilogy with 1970s or 1980s technology. It couldn't be done. That's why they brought out an animated version of Lord of the Rings. And it's the same for this. Well, it's the same for George Lucas. He waited till they got the technology right for Jurassic Park and then decided, now it's time to make my prequel trilogy. And that's the same for this, John. It was a different time, different age. You can't really judge it in that. I get what you're saying. It was a sensibility of it as well. There was something off about it. I'm not going to compare it anyway when this film does finally come out. But
is that Sting? It's in it.
Sting? Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I'm sure he was. But what's your take on this, John? 1984 it was out.
Fucking Sting.
Yeah,
was an actor.
I was in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking
Barrels. So he was, yeah.
Quadrophenia.
Yeah, but I've never seen Quadrophenia. That's the sort of shit my dad watches. Fucking Quadrophenia. I think I seen the intro of that, and it was Roger Daltrey. Not Roger Moore, as I'd normally call him. I'd normally call Roger Moore Roger Daltrey.
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, Timothy Spall. I think he was driving down, wasn't he, in a sort of fucking van or something like that at the start. I think I've seen the beginning of it, maybe. But what do I make of this, Stephen? Look, I make of what I've said many times about this movie. I make of what I said many times. It makes no fucking sense as I go to a wide shot of myself. What's happening here, John? It's the same thing always happens when you go to a wide shot of yourself. Not when you're doing a solo show, but when you do a show with Stephen, you always go off a fucking cliff as soon as you go to you.
And I swear to God, I'm not putting him off.
No, you're not. No, Stephen's just giving himself a little casual sort of cooling down because it's unbelievably fucking warm in this room. Stephen, I've spoke kind of waxed lyrical about Denis Villeneuve and what he brings as a big name director. In terms of Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, Sicario, he has a stylistic fucking flourish to his directing, to what he gets out of his actors, to just the way the movie looks. Obviously working with Roger Daltrey again. Roger Deakins.
Yeah.
Roger Deakins, one of the greatest cinematographers of all time. That certainly isn't going to fucking hurt you, i.e. in Blade Runner 2049. But watching that movie, being a big fan of that movie, unlike some of the Joe public out there who didn't go and fucking watch the movie and actually make it a box office success, it reaffirmed in my mind when it got announced he was doing Dune, whatever you want to call it, that he was the perfect fucking choice to direct this movie, because there's a sense of scale required for that movie. It's like the Lord of the Rings mixed with Star Wars, mixed with Star Trek, mixed with everything. It requires scale, and this guy knows how to inject scale into his movies. You've seen it in Blade Runner 2049. He took this cult classic from 1980 or whenever it was out, 81, small sort of claustrophobic indie kind of sci-fi movie, and he expanded it out into something fucking insane. So I'm sure he'll do that with this movie. He's already says, and people around him, producers, actors involved, have said it's an incredible project he's put together here. He says it's the hardest he's worked, the most he's put into a movie. That's why ultimately I want this movie to appear on HBO, not on HBO Max. I want it to appear solely in theatres, because it deserves to succeed in terms of box office, to repay this guy's work, his dedication. He's clearly a fan of this book. He's clearly a fan of Frank Herbert, of Paul Atreides, of the story, and that passion will be palpable in this movie.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait. I think he's the perfect fucking guy to direct this version. In terms of the David Lynch version, I can't speak about it because I've not seen it. But I look at some of the other movies he's done, and it wasn't a name I was immediately aware of, but you look at the movies he's worked on, and he's some fucking director.
Yeah.
But ultimately, no budget,
no,
not the technology to do that kind of movie, right? It would have vibes of Red Dwarf, meets The Running Man, meets fucking Total Recall.
No offence to Kyle MacLachlan either, who is a fine actor. He was great. I think Twin Peaks, he was in. He is a great actor.
Movie, yeah.
But there's something about that franchise that required, in my opinion, needed a big actor, a big Harrison Ford or something like that would have worked better, I think.
Yeah, it would have. Stephen, I'm banking off there. I'm staring off into the distance. Hello,
you're thinking Pooja Hegde,
my old friend. Yeah. I've come to talk with you again. You're right, Stephen. It required a name like Harrison Ford or something like that, a big leading man. But even then, it probably wouldn't have worked, because you've not got the technology there to do it justice. It's a big sort of universe with high concepts and fucking sci-fi aspects. You can't bring to life in the 80s. You just can't do it. The technology ain't there. Spielberg does his thing, albeit limited, with Jurassic Park in 1993, I think it was. I was 4 when I went to see it.
Return of the Jedi.
First ever movie I went to see in a theatre.
The year before Dune. I would say it had limitations as well. A lot of blue screen, matte paintings,
It's only really became something special in the last 15 years or so. I wouldn't even say the early 2000s CGI was that great. It was more practical stuff in the 90s
right,
and stuff
because
like that.
When we were doing the trailer reaction for Spider-Man last night, and had that sequence of flying through the city and that point of view, I remember thinking, I remember the first time I seen Tobey Maguire doing that in the first Spider-Man film. I saw that not that long ago, and it's aged terribly.
Yeah, it's technology. It's been honed to fine art in the last 10 years or so, and it's and look, you watch the Corridor Crew and they go back and critique the good and the bad CGI, and it's not that long ago you've got some terrible fucking CGI. Now it's came into another level. Now you've got a guy like Villeneuve with the brain and the brilliance to adapt it, and the sort of peripheral figures, the visual fucking, I don't know what you call them, digital artists, the CGI people, all of that great crew you can bring together in a movie of this scale and really make it fucking work. Stephen, you think 20 years ago, The Lord of the Rings, it pains me to even fucking say that, by the way, it was 20 years ago, it feels like yesterday. Where's it went to? You couldn't have done that in the 80s either. You couldn't have done that Lord of the Rings movie. You couldn't have done it. So some things need to be done properly.
There was a lot of practical stuff in Lord of the Rings, John. I get that. Obviously, locations and stuff like that. But yeah, exactly. And a lot of the
Urukai stuff,
the scapes as well that were superimposed into those landscapes as well couldn't have been realistic.
You couldn't have done
back
it
then.
Back in the 80s. I'm sure there was an attempt at it, but it just couldn't work. So
especially that Lord of the Rings better than me, John. So you'll know the actual location I'm talking about, where the elves obviously locate.
I
can't remember.
What's in Murtwood? It's at the top. What the fuck is it called again? I'm blank on that. Jesus Christ.
But you know what I mean.
It's at the top left.
You cannot pull that off.
No. Yeah, the trees with the sort of lights. Why am I blanking on that?
Stunning. It's absolutely stunning. But that's my point. You could not have done that.
It's in Murtwood. I'm half right. Murtwood.
Yeah. I've got you thinking now, haven't I?
Dol Guldur. Dol Guldur, where the presence of Sauron went to, and he was cast out by Gandalf in the time of the Hobbit.
Villeneuve, I think he's very respectful in his comments, John. I think he's very respectful from one director to another. Obviously, one of his
That's Murtwood, isn't it?
One of his idols. Probably one of the reasons he became a director himself. But you're absolutely right. Limitations would have held Lynch back on doing obviously what he wanted and hoped to do. But John, we're going to move on to
try to find out where this location.
topic. I know
it is Mutwood.
I shouldn't have said that.
It is Mutwood. But there's two elves in Mutwood. You've got the wood elves and the sort of near the lowland mountain. You've got the elves.
I know that
the other side,
the old cogs turning, John.
Next to Moria.
We're talking about down there.
Pooja Hegde, yeah.
Pooja Hegde completes the third schedule of Tilapia v Vijay's Beast. Now this is coming in from sci-fi.com, and it's good news because Telugu cinema's current numero uno actress Pooja Hegde has completed the third schedule of Tilapia v Vijay's action thriller Beast. Pooja's portions are mostly shot in Chennai, and she has returned to Mumbai now. Sources say that the major portions of Beast will be shot inside a shopping mall, and a huge set has been erected in Chennai. Produced by Sun Pictures, Nelson Dilip Kumar of Kola Mav Kokila and Dr. Fame is directing Beast. Besides Vijay and Pooja Hegde, director Selvarajan, I'll say that name wrong, plays the baddie in the film. Baddie? Okay, I would say villain, but which also has Aparna Das, Shine Tom Chacko, Lilliput Farooq and Yogi Babu. Ravi Chandra is composing the music for the biggie. Manoj Parmahamaja cranks the camera, and a Birav stunt duo is taking care of the action department. So John, it looks like another actor has done their bit, and it's more in the can as we're getting closer and closer. We do say January release for this, don't we? February time. So it's only natural, isn't it, that bits are starting to fall into place now, isn't it?
Yes, they are, Stephen, and that's what I like to hear. It's music to my ears, seeing this movie continuing nicely and its progress to get shot, and then ultimately that means a trailer's not long round the corner. The music releases and stuff like that not long around the corner, and getting to see in the build-up of a Tilapia movie getting into full flow not long round the corner, because we missed it with Master. We only started becoming acquainted with this guy after it had just been released, so we missed all of it. This will be the first time we will get to experience the release of this movie. Just good to see that they're rattling through the production. Pooja Hegde has completed another section of it. Really intrigued to see what she's going to be doing in it. I didn't realise she was the numero uno actress in Telugu. It's Telugu. I was thinking of Tamil, and right away my mind went to Trisha, and it went to Samantha and people like that, and I was like, really? But Telugu is a different region, so maybe Pooja Hegde is the number one.
It's interesting though, John.
He's working with a lot of Telugu actors.
They are using a lot of locations in this movie, doubling up for other places, I would assume, because of COVID is restricted.
I'd love to see the set in Chennai. I'd love to see this set, how big it is.
It does say that Pooja's portions are mostly shot in Chennai, so it kind of indicates that perhaps, does she have a big role in this movie at all?
I think she will have, Stephen. You don't bring a name like that in. We've seen her working with Tilapia before. I know the name Pooja Hegde.
The film's going to globetrot quite quickly, and most of it will be in Chennai anyway.
No, because apparently they were supposed to be going to northern Indian cities.
Because she's only filming in Chennai, that's all she's doing.
Well, it depends on how much is going to be set where. Because if she's filming in Chennai and it's doubling as two other cities in northern India, she could be there, she could be in Chennai.
Yep.
She might not go to America with him, she might not go to Russia with him, wherever they're going, but she could still be in half the movie. And it depends on if he's going to these places and then coming back. She could be in the movie. Stephen, it doesn't matter how they work it out. Ultimately, I know they'll have a great song and dance number together, and it'll be something special. And that's something I'm looking forward to about this movie as well. Getting to see Tilapia rattling out another dance number, because this guy can dance. But the story does intrigue me. The fact that I thought he was a con artist, but it seems as though he's the guy actually getting after. Is it? What's his name again? I'm going to blank this guy's name. He's got a weird name. Is it down there by any chance? Let's see if I can find it. Shine Tom Chacko. Yeah. Apparently he's going to be involved in some hostage sort of sequence in a mall, and it's actually Tilapia's character that has to go in and save the day and save the hostages. Yeah. So I thought that's completely different to what I was thinking we were getting with this movie. But Stephen, all the pieces are there for this to be a good movie. You've got Telugu superstars, you've got Tamil superstars, you've got the great Anirudh Ravichandran in there composing. I just praised this guy to high heavens on Friday there for his work in the movie Peter with Rajanikanth and Trisha and Vijay Sethupathi. It was one of the best scores I've heard in an Indian movie. So all the pieces are there for this to be a success. And look, realistically, Tilapia doesn't need to have people like Shine Tom Chacko around about him and Yogi Babu and Pooja Hegde. You can do it on his own, but it helps when you do have great actors around about you. Oh, incidentally, getting off on a tangent, it was Lothlorien was the name of the fucking place that Galadriel resided in the north west vestiges of Muttwood. I do know my Lord of the Rings stuff.
Well,
I have a map.
I think we've covered the topic anyway,
yes.
John. So we'll just finish off the show with these 2 questions from Mike.
Yeah.
Off topic, did you see the last episode of What If?
I'm going to go and rattle that this weekend.
Yeah, I've not seen any of it, Mike.
Are we 3 in? I think we're 3 episodes in. I'm going to rattle it. I'm very intrigued by it. And
I find
I think Stephen might not be as keen in reviewing them, but I'll probably do a solo review.
I'll
just
tell
try
you the
that.
reason, I did the whole DC animated stuff, so it's not that I'm against animated films at all, like anything like that. But I really got to be in the mood and the right mindset for animated stuff. The same with Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. I had to be in the right mind to watch that. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just need that sort of kick up the backside. Did you see the gallery on Disney Plus? It covers the end of the Mandalorian season 2 finale with Luke Skywalker.
Heard about that.
Clips of it.
I've heard about that.
I want to see this. Is it out, Mike? I don't know. Is it on Disney Plus?
Is this
now?
the Fly in the Wall documentary, the making of it? Oh, I need to watch that.
Mark Hamill's in it. Yeah,
actually,
he's in the Jedi robes, John.
We covered this on a show.
Yeah.
I think that might have actually been me in a solo show, and I says at the time, I'm fascinated with these Fly in the Wall documentaries, the making of these TV shows. Apparently we're getting a WandaVision one as well.
Yeah.
Probably get Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That sounds right up my street. It's out, we need to watch it.
Brilliant.
I'll be spending my weekend on Disney Plus. I have a long weekend. Going to be a lot of vodka if we win a certain football match, and if we don't, there'll still be vodka. Going to be a lot of drinking and a lot of watching Disney Plus, clearly. So look, I'm going to get into the What If because I'm intrigued by it. And look, it may be that I do little pre-recorded reviews to the episodes. I can't envisage me doing solo reviews live. I think that'd be a fucking disaster.
I don't think you're allowed to do them live anyway, John.
No, I mean reviews, actual reviewing it, not reaction. Wouldn't do that. I mean actually reviewing the episodes. And actually not live watching it, reviewing it afterwards, my thoughts on it, because I know you'll not be as keen to review them, Stephen. Yeah, you have to be in the mood, as you did say, but just the fact it's the guys like Chadwick Boseman involved, and it's our last performances on as those characters. That's enough for me to want to go and watch these. So, and look, just the vibe of it, doing different things with characters, I think it's so fucking interesting. So yeah, I'll absolutely be doing it over the weekend, and then I'll be able, if you come back, Mike, maybe next week, see
what if
my thoughts are on it.
To the live action MCU.
They did say that,
Jesus, I hope
they did say that. Because Stephen, obviously it's a multiverse.
Yeah,
it's a multiverse.
I know.
So you are getting different versions of these characters coming in through multiverse, and the limits are endless with what you can do with that. So it could be we establish a version like a Peggy Carter as Captain America, or a different version of the character. Then he comes in.
I know that a lot of people.
Stephen, would you want to see Yondu? Because he's going to be in the Boseman episode. Would you like to see Yondu coming back from the grave?
John, I don't
as
want
a
to see
version?
I don't want to see versions of these characters. I don't want to see Tony Stark, Yondu, Captain America playing an evil, but I don't want to see that shit.
I'd love to see Captain America
I
playing
see the
evil.
multiverse, John. I'm very conservative about it, and Marvel have got, and I know they will have to be very careful that they don't go down a fucking rabbit hole with this phase. That they don't lose sight of what they're trying to do here, because I think a lot of people will be put off if they have reprising roles coming back. Robert Downey Jr. playing a fucking zombie version of his character or something like that.
That's a horror.
I don't really want to see that.
Multiverse of Madness is supposed to be a horror, so that would be a possibility. Could have a horror sequence with a zombified Tony Stark.
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter coming up, Doctor Strange. I tell you what, I'd quite like that. I'd quite fucking like that, man. I'd like to see that. Haley Atwell, isn't it? That'd be something I'd be intrigued by. Seeing a live action version of Captain Carter. I'd be up for that. But I work from different strokes to Stephen. I'm into things that Stephen isn't into. Stephen's away. Stephen's fucked off. Hello there, Formal Foundation. Welcome in. You're catching us right at the end of the show. I think we've been going for about an hour here. I actually don't know how long we've been going, but it's been a fucking while. So you're actually catching us at the end. But look, better late than never. It's actually over an hour. Fuck me, another hour show. I think better late than never though. Thank you for coming in. We do appreciate it. But look, man, that is going to round the show up on that note. Hello and goodbye. As the Beatles once famously sang, Paul fucking McCartney to be precise. What's your thoughts on the topics we've touched upon this show today, or I've touched upon because Stephen's away? What do you make about the headline? Yes, what's the request? Fire away and make the request, because I'm actually trying to figure out the actual headlines anyway. We spoke about in the show. Matrix 4 Resurrections. Stephen's kidding on his away, by the way. He's actually here. He's actually here. Can you explain how this is a 13-bedroom house? I don't know if I want to be clicking on links. Formal Foundation. I don't know if I want to be doing that. I think we'll have to do that off the show. We'll do that off the show. I don't know why someone would buy a house with 130 graves in the garden. Oh, I don't know. That sounds like a fucking serial killer to me. That sounds like Ted Bundy sort of shit. What's the guy that was in Cornwall? Mad fucking killer in Cornwall that buried all the kids. What was his name? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. It's on sale. It's if safe for work. It's just a house website. Yeah, it's right. How to move? Yeah, I'll fucking click on it. Why not? That's a fucking church, mate. That ain't a house. That's a church. We'll bring that up. Fuck it. Bring that up right now. Bring that up. That's a fucking church, mate. Look at that. That's a church. There's Stephen coming back on. That is a church. That ain't a house. I don't know why you want to stay in a church, but look, you've got these fucking weirdos who do this sort of shit. They actually do renovate sort of old chapels and stuff like that, churches and barns and stuff like that, so that's their vibe. I personally wouldn't fucking stay in that for a million years. There's no way you'd get me staying in that shit. That's Addams Family material. I'd be expecting cousin fucking It. Is that what it's called? The little long haired fucker to appear. But no, not for me. Someone has 100% died in that. Well, look, man, a lot of houses, if it's in Britain, and it's in Buxton. Is that in Britain? Buxton? I don't know. Maybe it's in America. You come to Britain, a lot of fucking people have died in houses, man. A lot of people. But look, that's going to show up, man. I'm fucking dying here. It's unbelievably warm. And football tops aren't as well invented as you'd think they are. Incredibly fucking hot. Thank you for the comments, though. Thank you for that link. I'll look over that. 8 fucking bathrooms, man. 8 bathrooms. Is this a fucking TARDIS? Where are all these rooms coming from, man? 13 bedrooms. They're at it. They're fucking at it, man. It's empty. What's your thoughts on the topic, so? What did you make about The Matrix 4 being titled Resurrections? What did you make about the trailer at CinemaCon over in Las Vegas? All of those lucky little bastards that got to watch it. What do you make about Denis Villeneuve coming out and speaking about Dune, or June, whatever you want to call it? What do you make about Black Panther and those leaked costumes? And finally, Pooja Hegde finishing her third slot schedule, whatever you want to call it, of the up-and-coming telepathy Vijay movie Beast. What is this, Stephen? Yeah, this Friday we will be reviewing the movie Stillwater, incidentally. We will be reviewing the Matt Damon movie that got an 8-minute standing ovation at Cannes Film Festival. It actually made the guy cry. That's what we'll be reviewing. And we'll be reviewing that because Stephen's a busy boy this week and he's not had a chance to watch any other movies, but he's already watched Stillwater. I have not seen it yet. I will be endeavouring to watch it over the next day or so. That's what we will be reviewing on Friday. So look, come back if you want to see that. Go my team, it's Celtic. Mike, you should be a Celtic fan. Celtic are one of the greatest teams in the history of European football. World football, really. European Cup winners, European Cup finalists, umpteen times. A team renowned for its free-flowing, rip-roaring, never boring, always fucking scoring football. Support Glasgow Celtic, best fucking team in the world. But look, if you've enjoyed the show, you can like it. And if you've hated it, you can dislike it. Either way, it drives traffic to this fucking channel. Channels, plural, on Twitch as well. You can also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this on YouTube. Hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see us over there as well. And you will get it. But look, until then, I am done. Thank you to fucking everybody that's come in and commented. We do appreciate it. We like speaking. It makes the experience all the more rich and enjoyable. But I am done. Bye-bye. Formal. I don't think corpses need to go to the toilet. They are the toilet. They become... what would you call it? They become the ground. They become compost. Biodegradable. Everyone's biodegradable when they die. We will all become one with the universe. Bye, guys. Thank you, Mike. Stephen was here the whole time, Mike. He was at it. It's not Steve yet. Stephen was here the whole time. Don't worry about it, Mike.